So today we have a session of from STEM to STEAM, that is integrating art in classrooms. So this is the session that we are talking about how we can integrate art in classrooms. Now, before we begin this session, I have a request from all of you that please go ahead, run and get for yourself maybe some origami or color sheet if possible, a notebook, a pen, a pencil, and some sheets of paper. So I'm just giving you some 30 seconds. Please get up from your seats and kindly collect all the stuff for yourself. We would need this stuff for the session. So when you come back with the stuff, please write yes in the chat box. So when you collect everything, please write yes in the chat box. If somebody is referring, they have experiential learning in their class school. I'm glad to hear that. That's what we all want. So please go get a notebook, a pen, a pencil, and some sheets of paper. When you get it, please write yes, so that I get to know that most of the participants are back with everything. You cannot see what others are writing, but I can see perfectly. So that's what we want. Okay, I can see participants writing yes. That's good. So this is not going to be a session in which I am explaining everything and you're listening everything. The boring part of teaching is just for 10 to 15 minutes. The whole session is activity based, it's experience based. So we will learn in that particular manner only. Okay, so yes, I can see most of the participants have written yes. Fine, so I think everybody is ready. Let us move ahead. So you have sheets in your hand. Now, I want to see and I want to check that how well can you basically hear me. I want to see if you can just listen me or not, if you can check me or if you can just hear what I'm saying or not. I want to just check that part. There's a small activity that I want to do with all of you. So don't worry. This is a small activity that I will run with all of you right now. Okay, so please hold the sheet in your hand that you have collected. Kindly hold an A4 sheet in your hand, all of you. This is a small activity. Okay, so we have Arinder, you're listening. Fine. So we're beginning with the activity. I want you to hold an A4 sheet in your hand. So just pull out a sheet in your hand and everybody will hold that sheet in their hands. Please. Now in this activity, I'm already sharing screen and I don't want you to see anyone else's work. You can also close your eyes and you can do this activity because this is some sort of a testing that we are doing right now. So it's about your listening skill. We are not talking about your visual capacity. I'm not sharing anything visually right now. So please fold the paper in half. Hold the sheet in your hand and fold the paper in half. Okay, I'm expecting that you're folding the paper in half now. Okay, so please hold I'm also doing this activity with you because I want to see that what I make. Fold the paper in half. Second is, tear the paper from upper right corner. Tear the paper from upper right corner. Tear it from upper right corner. Okay, I'm expecting you are doing it. The first step was fold the sheet into half. Second step, tear the paper from upper right corner. Now, fold the bottom edge. Fold the bottom edge. I hope you know what is an edge. So edge kya hota hai uska margin. So fold the bottom edge. Fold the bottom edge. You're doing it? Good. I can see you, but you cannot see everybody for now. Okay, so you're folding the bottom edge. You can also do this with a smaller sheet or A4 is necessary. No, you can do it with a smaller sheet. It's perfectly okay. Now, I want you to tear off the section along the edge. So you have folded at the edge and I want you to tear a small section along with the edge. listen to my words carefully. I want you to tear a small section along with the edge. Along with the edge. I hope you are doing it. I can see some beautiful teachers doing that part. Male staff, I'm not using this word for you. They are beautiful females, friends. I'm sharing it for them. Okay. Then I want you to turn the paper into a triangle. Turn the paper into a triangle. Okay. Teachers are artists. They're always very good with listening and participating in activities. Once you have turned the paper into a triangle, I want you to tear on one corner of the triangle. Tear on one corner of the triangle. Yes. And finally, turn over the paper. Turn over the paper. Whatever position you are holding the paper, turn it around. Fine. And tear at the center. Tear at the center. With your hand. You don't have to use scissors. So there were no scissors required. Tear at the center. Have you done this activity? Please write a yes if you have done. It's done. If you have followed my instruction, please write a yes in chat box. I would love to hear all of you, but in every class there are naughty participants who will bring a lot of noise. So everybody has to be on mute in order to avoid the naughty one. Okay, so I can see a lot of yes coming up. Now I will stop sharing my screen, and I want all of you, and I'm putting the screen on the gallery mode. I will just put it on gallery mode. I want to see all the participants that what they have done. So please, if you could switch off your camera, if you could just switch on your camera, sorry, and open the sheet and show it to everybody. Then what you have made. So please switch on your camera and hold your sheet in your hand and share it with everybody that what you have made. Yes, I want to see screen. The co-host can take some photos over here. We can share it with the other teachers later. Okay, I can see many participants showing up. If you cannot see it, you have to put your screen into gallery view. If you put your screen into gallery view, you can see other people's work. If it is on speaker view, you cannot see everybody's work. You will just listen to me. So I can see many teachers are sharing this sheet. I just want to understand, is it same for everybody? Okay, there is someone who has not torn from anywhere. So, okay, we have one similar sheet. I have Monica ma'am, your and my sheet is similar. I'm glad. See, Monica, Madan ma'am. Okay. Mandeep Sohal ma'am, I think it's different. So somebody from Redmi, there are so many holes in the sheet. Then we have, okay, so we have some teachers sharing it. Others are not sharing the videos. I think it's perfectly okay. I want to maintain your privacy, but I would have loved if you could share because it will increase the participation all of you are making right now. So it would be a beautiful activity then. Okay, so I believe. So now I gave the same instructions to everyone. The instructions were same. Am I right? Yeah, the instructions were same. Results are different. This happens in school results also. So instructions are same. Results are different. Can somebody tell me why? I need your answer in the chat section. You don't have to be sorry. You don't have to be same. But I want your answer that results are different. Instructions are same. Why do you think so? Yeah, you have different results. Everyone is unique because thinking is different. Beautiful answer, because thinking is different. Thinking is different. Everyone has a different level of understanding. Yes, everybody has a different level of understanding. Everybody's way is different. Everybody's assimilation power is different. Yes, everybody's assimilation power is different. I very much second your thought. And thinking is different. We are getting this answer. It depends on the way you take instructions. Yes. Different level of thinking. I'm perfectly understanding this part? Because each person understands in a different way. Thinking is also different. Yes, it is different. Ma'am, change it to everyone. Okay, but I think so. Okay, I will allow everyone to see each other's answers, but I please request you to do not share any answer which can harm the dignity of the session. So please, if you are putting any level of answers, do it with dignity. If you don't like it, you can leave it, but do not affect other people who are part of the session. If at any moment I find some sort of a naughty person in the session, I will ask you to leave the session at that very moment. I'm a strict teacher. Okay, so we have listening may be different according to capabilities. BCS, every student has their own cognitive domain working differently. That's a beautiful answer we have. Yes, different level of creativity. Yes, so I believe all of us are understanding as teachers that yes, the level of understanding is different. We will try one more activity now. I will come to STEM and STEAM. I will not take your more than an hour. I'm a person who respects time of myself and others. So this is a picture. Now, what do you think about the picture? Does somebody want to answer out that what is this picture? Can you I just want you to just write in chat section that what do you see when you see this picture? How do you perceive this picture? Grandmother telling something to kids. Yes, there can be an answer. Ma'am, please do with us so that we can understand easily. Okay, I think, okay. Kids time with granny. Telling story to kids. There can be a scenario. Okay, now this is how you are understanding the setting. Granny is dictating, grandmother is sharing her experience. It seems like everyone is enjoying grandmother's theory. I see a lot of answers coming up. Everybody is perceiving it as a grandmother, just an activity. I think everybody is perceiving it as a grandmother. Now, okay. Now I just a grandmother telling story. Everybody is saying grandmother. I just want to know. Nobody is thinking that maybe it's some storyteller or some scary witch who has just come up from somewhere. The old lady explaining something practically to youngsters. Yes, that can be a answer to it. Spreading happiness and sharing happiness. Okay, I can see the happy faces. Now I have a question for you. So you can just hold on your thought. I have a question for all of you. After seeing this picture, after looking at this picture, what do you think? It is beginning of a story, it's middle of a story, or it's end of a story? Please listen to my question very carefully. After listening to this story, after looking at this picture, this is a part of a story. Now, is it beginning of a story? Is it middle of a story? Or is it end of a story? Okay. So now again we have every person. So we have people saying middle of the story or end of the story, and answers are coming at such a speed I cannot even keep track. So that's why they're looking very attentive. Somebody said it's middle of the story. That's why the kids are looking attentive. Yes, that can be one reason why kids are attentive. No one can expect, but if we are making guesses, we can. Yes, so we see so many answers coming up because they are very excited. Okay, so they're very excited, they were engaged. Maybe it's beginning of the story because they're excited that something new has to come up. Yeah, it's a big yes. Somebody has said, Kavita ma'am has said that I believe it's beginning of the story because they feel quite attentive. And in the starting of the session, people are attentive like you are. I believe by end of the session, maybe you feel a bit sleepy. But yes, in the beginning, you are attentive, quite attentive right now. So yes. So again, the same picture, and if I give you just the picture analysis, I get such different analysis from everyone. That's how the thought process is within our mind. The teacher is there, the student is there, and the same information, when is distributed in the class, different participants perceive the information in a different way. That's what happens. Now we have a storytelling. I will tell you a story which I have created by myself, and that's my story that I've made. I'm doing this project. So this is a story about Kingdom of Tenses. Listen to it carefully, because this is something I want to discuss with you, which is evidence-based learning. It's a very beautiful concept. Don't worry and don't think that we are not doing STEAM. We are doing STEAM only. I will just relate everything to you by end of the session. So that's how we want to do. Now, I just want to ask, how do you want this session? You want theory or you want activities? So please, if you want activities, mention activities in the chat section, so that I'm very much clear that you are in sync with me. Okay. Okay, activities and the learning. Okay, so everybody is in favor of both. So yes, theory part will be there, both is needed. Thank you very much. Okay, so most of the participants are okay with activities, and some people want both the things to happen. So yes, for me, theory part is slightly always boring, but I'm more of an activity-based fellow. So the theory will come in mid of the story, in mid of the session, and in the beginning and the end, we will have more of activity. Somebody is raising hand. Do you want to say something? Just a second. Okay, so I have to see. So I hope people know if they have raising their hands, it's more of a question they want to ask. Okay, so let me unmute. So those who are raising hands, I have one guest. So I'm just unmuting you. If you have to ask something, you can. Okay. Yeah. So I think the hand has gone. Okay, so there's Galaxy A7. I have unmuted you. You want to ask something? Galaxy A7 2018. Do you want to ask something? I think that was some. Okay.
Voice problem. Voice problem.
Okay, I've muted them. Please write in the chat section. That's more visible for everybody. Okay, so let us begin the story now. You have to listen to the story. I will ask question, and in between, please keep on mentioning in the chat box about the story, what you're understanding. So this is a beautiful story about Kingdom of Tenses, or I would say the Kingdom of Time. So there used to be a Kingdom of Time. Once upon a time, there used to be a Kingdom of Time, and there used to be citizens who were part of this kingdom, and they were tenses. So the Kingdom of Time had a very intelligent king by the name of Tense. The name of the king was Tense. He was a very beautiful, intelligent king in that particular kingdom. Now, the king Tense was very much tensed. So the Tense was very much tensed because he was worried that who will take care of his kingdom. Now, why he was worried about his kingdom time? He was worried about his kingdom time because he loved language English. He loved English language, and he wanted maximum people to be well versed in the language. However, to his disappointment, people were not learning the language. So one day, Tense became tense and was thinking about it. Now, when he was thinking about it, he got an idea. He got an idea. If you are with me, please mention idea in the chat section. If you are with me, please mention idea in the chat section. Because we are on a webinar, I have to know that you are with me in the session, and you're not just putting me on mute and running away in the class. Yes. Okay. So yes. So the king had one idea. Now, how did the king came across this idea? He thought that I have 3 sons. I have 3 sons. Why don't I assign my sons a duty to take care of the kingdom? So why don't I assign this duty to my sons to take care of the kingdom? The sons were past, present, future. Past, present, future. How many sons did the king have? Write the number. So how many sons did the king have? 3. Yes, the king had 3 sons, past, present, and future. So based on that, king thought that why not I use or ask my sons to help me out. Now, when king had this in his mind, what did he thought? I have 3 sons and let me put them into some task. Now, he called his 3 sons. He called his 3 sons and he told them, dear sons, I want to give you my property. I want to give you my property. I want to give you everything that I possess. Now, the sons were excited, but they were worried. The sons were excited, but they were worried. कि किसको ज़्यादा मिलेगा? मुझे मिलेगा या इसको मिलेगा? अरे प्रॉपर्टी को लेके झगड़ा तो होता ही रहता है ना? So they were worried कि who will get more part of the property? Will past get it, or present get it, or future get it? The 3 of them started looking at each other. 3 of them started looking at each other in a very furious manner. They started looking at each other in a very furious manner. Now, when this happened, so king said, don't worry, I have divided the property equally amongst you. I have divided the property equally amongst you. Now they were glad and wanted to know how. So king called past, past, come here. You will take care of everything which has happened. You will take care of everything which has already happened. Present, you will take care of things which are still happening. And future, you will take care of things which are about to happen. Now, they got confused that how we will do that. Father, it's a big responsibility. Father, it's a big responsibility. How will we take care of this responsibility? So king told them, don't worry. I will give you 4 powers. How many powers did the sons get? How many powers did the king promise? 4. Yes, so you are with me. I am not losing on my audience. So yes, king promised 4 power to everybody. Now in case of those 4 power, what were these 4 power king promised? So the first power was, does anybody want to guess what was the first power? Anyone? So anybody wants to guess? So it was simple. Yes, indefinite. It was indefinite. And the second power was perfect. Third power was continuous. And the fourth power was perfect continuous. So king promised 4 powers to 4 of them. King promised that power to 4 of them and told them that I will give you the right to this power. Simple or indefinite, perfect, continuous, and perfect continuous. So perfect, continuous separately, and then perfect, continuous together. So the sons were amazed. That yes, we will have these 4 powers. But in total, how many powers they became? 3 sons, 4 power each. How many powers do they have in total? Please tell me. We have this answer, 12. Yes, 12 powers in total. So it was a big responsibility. And in the next session, we will learn how did past go on a journey to find out a solution with this power. So yes, I hope you have understood all the 12 powers. Now here comes the activity. For all of you. I have told you a story. You have a paper, you have a pen in your hand. I want you to draw a section of the story on this paper first. So this is what we are doing in the part of STEAM education. I've already told you a story. This is art integration we are talking about in this session. So I've already told you a story. I want you to draw this story on the paper. Please. And we will all see the stories. Don't be embarrassed. I want to see the stories in front of my eyes. I've stopped sharing my screen. Yeah, somebody has made a flow chart. I can see this iPhone sharing with me. You should put your names over there. It looks nice. I want to address you with the names instead. but it's perfectly okay. Yes, when you finish your story, please put it yes, done. Write done in the chat box when you're done with it. Please mention done. So see, you can make characters. I don't copy each other. Think about how you want to tell that story. How do you perceive that story? I did the same story with some children in Italy, and they made beautiful drawings and they shared with me. Some beautiful drawings, colorful drawings they made, and they put their in their magazine also. Okay, so Mansi has done a flow chart. Let us see what others are doing. Participants, if you can switch on your video cameras for sharing the stories, that would be beautiful, because this is how we can make the session more interactive. But I know that many of you must be struggling with internet connections or the location you are sitting in right now. So we can understand on that part as well. If you have done, please mention in your chat section that ma'am, we have done. Is okay. Somebody has made a beautiful flower. I can see Mandeep Sohal, a beautiful flower is there. Oh, I see Kavita Monga has made a bed, and then there are 3 sands. Okay, you have a king who is ill actually. I like that part. And then there is Dheeraj Kumar. He's sharing this palace, and then the okay. So we have this story happening. Okay, so we have many participants who have written done. I'm just waiting for a few of them who can also share what they are doing with everybody. If you can share, it could be a beautiful practice. We sharing. Okay, somebody is making this beautiful picture. Monica Madan is again practicing something. And then, yeah, this is again somebody made a flow chart. Monica Sabarwal has made a flow chart. I can see that. I'm just referring the names I can see. Others I cannot see because the screens are not, the camera is not on. Okay, so we have, yes. I would love if you could just mail your sheets to the publishers, the HBD publishers who have actually kept this session. Please mail it to them. We will love to see it, or the photos you have made. Yes, we. This is I think the screen went away. Somebody was showing me the sheet. The screen went away. I was about to read the name. Okay, fine. So we have many people who have already done it. Okay, email ID please. HBD publishers, if you could just write your mail ID. Somebody could write the mail ID for the audience. They can mail it to you or WhatsApp it to you later. Maybe you can put your WhatsApp number for everybody to share it with you. Okay, so that's how beautiful this is. Now let me get back to my session, which was about STEAM education, and this topic specifically is known as evidence-based learning. Now, what is evidence-based learning? That we teach a topic and we test our kids that what have they understood, Now, at times you must have observed that you keep on teaching a topic in classroom, but kids are perceiving that topic in a different way. You know, this activity of making a drawing post a topic is so simple, so easy. At any time of the day you can ask students. It takes us 2 to 3 minutes, and students will develop a habit, kids will develop a habit कि मैम आएंगे, वो topic पढ़ाएंगे और हमको drawing कराएंगे. So that's why we call it a very interactive practice which you can induce in your classroom. And even if you are taking online classes these days, see, it is possible. We all are doing this drawing sitting in an online platform. So please go ahead and you can do it. Okay, but participants, you don't have to share your mail ID. I think only the organizers, hbdknowledgehouse@gmail.com. That's the mail ID for where you can share. Okay, I will go ahead in this session. Now, what is STEM? STEM is a term which has been quoted quite long time back: science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. So we integrate all 4 of them together to teach a subject, to teach basically, not a subject, but to teach in classroom. But right now we are talking about moving from STEM to STEAM. Now, what is STEAM? I would love to go ahead. Science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. So now we are studying a bit of a theoretical portion of the session that we are part of. So science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics is STEAM. So when we move ahead from STEM to STEAM is known as, is that what we are studying in this session. Okay. So somebody says astronomy or arts astronomy. So we are not talking about astronomy over here. We are talking about arts as in visual arts or or presentable art. So drawing is a form of art, and then drama is a form of art, music is a form of art. So that all becomes the art we are talking about over here right now, to be specific. And we will discuss in detail about both the things. Let me go ahead and we'll talk about it. Now, what is art integration? Now, what is art integration is something I want to talk about. Now, there are three options which are available. Where you remember when we started this session, I asked you a question that are you talking about art as a curriculum, or have you integrated art, or art is as a subject? Now, when art is as a curriculum, it's just art एक सब्जेक्ट है आपके स्कूल के अंदर, जिसे बच्चों को कहते हैं कि साल में आपको ग्रेड्स मिलते हैं by end of every session, and you have to make some drawing, you have to make some craft, and that's the art we are talking about. Now that is art as curriculum when we say. Now, when we say art integrated curriculum, we have kept certain activities of art in every curriculum that we are talking about. There's also a version of art enhanced curriculum. We are just trying to beautify our curriculum with the help of arts. अब मैं difference बताऊंगी. जब हम आर्ट एनहांस करिकुलम कहते हैं तो वो बात होती है when we talk about you in summer vacations हम बच्चों को क्या काम देते हैं, मॉडल बना के लाओ और चार्ट पेपर पे बना के आओ, ड्राइंग बना के आओ, drawing files बना के लाओ. So that is art enhanced curriculum. So basically we are just using art to make everything beautiful for the kids, to make the curriculum beautiful for the kids. But is that serving any purpose of learning? That's the biggest question. They learn to draw, they learn to move their hands, they learn to do everything. But are we integrating art at that moment as a curriculum? No, we are not. So when we talk about integrating art as a curriculum, we are talking about integrating art in a way that we are talking about making sure that art is part of the curriculum. Art is an important part of the curriculum, and that's what we talk about in this session. So we talk about art as an experience. Art as a curriculum is a different thing. Art enhanced curriculum is a different thing, and art integrated curriculum is one thing. But what we talk about over here right now is art as an experience. Somebody said that they are practicing experiential learning in school. So yes, they are part of the curriculum these days. But how much good is art as an experience is what we are talking about in this session of ours today. Now, we'll come to the 6 learning principles of STEAM education. STEAM education के 6 principles क्या होते हैं? We're already left with just 15 minutes. और मेरे पास बहुत कुछ content था आपसे share करने के लिए, but almost 15 to 20 minutes are left. So we'll just speed up the process. So when we talk about 6 learning principles of art, वो क्या है STEAM education के? Activity built, आपको activity develop करनी है. It has to be experiential, reflective. Students should be able to reflect themselves in the activity they are doing. Evolving, ऐसा नहीं है कि एक task करा और खत्म हो गया. They have to be evolving in their activity. Collaborative, best part is collaborative. It has to be collaborative in approach and problem solving. For instance, we did an activity with students in Egypt. So there was an activity we did with students in Egypt. What was the activity? Sorry, the students in Brazil. So that was an activity we did with students in Brazil. And I was working in Punjab at that moment, and we have agriculture in Punjab that we follow specifically. And the area in Brazil we were talking about, it was more of an urban area. And in Punjab, we were more connected with the agriculture field. So we did an activity in which we analyzed the geographical areas. So there was an integration of geography in that collaboration. And then we also had analysis of the machinery that we were using over there. And they spoke about the urban farming that they were doing in that area. After that, students did a collaborative project in which the students in Punjab, they analyzed that for per part of the land, so per hectare of the land or per land के हर हिस्से के लिए एक हिस्से में से कितना agriculture output आ रहा है. And this activity was done by students from grade 4. Now, what is the benefit of this activity? activity that grade 4 students are using their brains, that they have to invest pesticides, they have to invest into seeds, so everything is getting invested. They calculated the cost themselves for such a production, and they calculated the cost on based on per square area that we wanted to calculate by end of the day. So this is a collaborative project I'm talking about. Now the problem solving part was in that project that it was not giving that much income. So what should we do so that we can increase the income part? Though it was not finished to that extent, but yes, that question came into their mind. So when we talk about STEAM education, we should always remember that there has to be something which is more towards the questions part. Okay, so fine. So I will just go ahead with certain myths related to STEM and STEAM. So बहुत सारे लोग कहते हैं कि STEM और STEAM को लेके certain myths होते हैं. I would like to talk about those myths and let me know if you think the same at times. So the first myth which I've seen, they mean a separate subject. Now I've worked with schools, and when I go with and I try to work with teachers, I tell them that you should integrate STEM as part of the curriculum, or you should integrate STEAM as part of the curriculum. अब एक और नई चीज आ गई stream, in which they talk about religion, but we will stick to the STEAM part. So when we talk to them, कि please integrate it part of the curriculum, they always say कि ma'am, we cannot do that because it will increase the load on the teachers. हमारा timetable already बहुत log चल रहा है, उस timetable के अंदर एक और subject कैसे डालेंगे? So most of the people think that STEAM is a subject. Now please let me correct you, it is not a separate subject. It is integration of this methodology of science, technology, engineering and mathematics into the regular curriculum. For instance, as part of my practice with grade 6 children, we did an activity in which we taught them that how does a two-wheeler works. How does a two-wheeler works? So we integrated certain concept of physics, which was part of their curriculum already. And then there was engineering that was happening in that two-wheeler. And then we tried and asked them to make all that machinery. तो वो जो स्ट्रक्चर होता है, किस तरह से वो इंजन वर्क करता है, वो डिवाइस वर्क करता है, वो व्हीकल वर्क करता है, they made everything on a sheet of paper to elaborate the concept easily to everybody. So please understand, it's not a separate subject. First, making a car model is STEAM. So this is a very beautiful part of what I get to know. I visit schools and I meet people and they tell me that we are practicing STEAM education in our school. And then I see them just, they showed me a model of a thermocol model of a car that students have made. So there was a car which students have made by themselves, and it was a thermocol model that they shared with me. Now, please, making that model is not STEAM. It is drawing, it is art. It is art and craft that they're doing. But if they would have made a model of a car with the help of a bottle and then put some sort of a propellers over there with the help of the cap, or they must have put some sort of a balloon over there for the air pressure. So that was STEAM. That is basically STEAM. So STEAM is not art. STEAM is integrating art into regular learning. That's what is STEAM. So then finally, STEAM just adds artistic value to STEM activities. तो सबको ऐसा लगता है कि आर्ट का मतलब ये है कि अगर हम स्टीम फॉलो कर रहे हैं तो हम कुछ नहीं कर रहे हैं, हम सिर्फ कुछ ड्राइंग कर रहे हैं, कुछ एनहांसमेंट्स कर रहे हैं. That's what we are doing. And there is nothing new that we are adding to the learning process of the child. We are just increasing their artistic activity. Now, please let me share my view over here. If you talk about the careers ahead, if you talk about the future ahead, जो जितना ज़्यादा creatively सोच सकता है, जितना ज़्यादा artistically सोच सकता है, that person has a better probability of earning and learning and creating new things instead of a person who cannot imagine. So any sort of creativity that happens, any sort of imagination, any sort of invention that happens, somebody has to think. Somebody has to think and create something in their brain. So when we talk about STEAM just adds artistic value, that's not genuine. STEAM came because STEM incomplete था without art. आप science, technology, engineering, mathematics की बात कर रहे हो, but how to imagine and build it, that is part of the artistic quality. There is a particular exam which students do after BTech, which is known as a SEED exam, which is specifically given by engineers, just in order to get into designing after engineering. So this is where we have to understand the integration part. Now, a basic understanding. So just 2 more slides of the theoretical part, and then we are back to the activity that we were doing. So we have focuses on the process of inquiry of science, technology, engineering and mathematics, that's STEM. अगर STEAM की बात करें, इसमें connected processes की बात करते हैं, इसमें inquiry होगा, इसमें critical thinking होगा, इसमें dialogue होगा, इसमें complete creative process develop होता है. Going further, we have what is STEAM. Now, this is the complete definition of STEAM. अगर किसी को photo खींच के रखना है, they can take it. An education approach to learning that uses science, technology, engineering, the arts, and mathematics as access points for guiding students' inquiry. So, if in order to guide students' inquiry, students के अंदर जो आपका doubt है. For instance, my son is 6-year-old, and he came to me today, and I don't have his drawing. If his drawing is there, maybe I could have shown you somewhere. Just give me a second. I will show what he has created. Yeah, I don't know what he made, but he had some questions in his mind, and he is bad in writing. So he was not able to write. I would love to show this part to all of you, just if I could. Okay, so let me just put it on speaker view and show it to you. So this is what my 6-year-old made in order to ask me questions. Now you must be wondering that what it exactly is. It's scary. I can see that most of you must be wondering, but let me just elaborate. So he was asking me a question कि mama जो हमारे teeth हैं, the teeth that we have, are they fixed with cement or magnet? Are they fixed with cement or magnet? That was his first question. So he was drawing the teeth over here, and he was asking me this question. I told him to write. He told me, no, it is difficult to write. I can draw and I can ask from you. The second question he asked me was, I don't remember the third question. It's very scary picture he has made. Then he asked me that, Mama, why does the sun rise behind the mountains? कि जो sun है वो mountains के पीछे ही क्यों rise करता है? So that was again a beautiful question which I felt. And see the imagination, the child is imagining things and he's bringing those questions back to you. So that's why I always say कि अगर आपके बच्चे question नहीं पूछते, काफी teachers कहते हैं that हमारे बच्चे question नहीं पूछते हैं, you ask them to draw questions. हम लिखने के लिए तो बोलते हैं बहुत बार question कि ask us question, write question and ask us. What about telling them that kid, please draw your question and show it to me? And you can just imagine the drawings they will come up with in the classroom. I have 2 candidates who want to ask something. I'm just, they have raised their hands, Galaxy A7 or OC 2006. I will just unmute for you for a while. So OC 2016, some guest is there. You want to ask something? I'm lowering your hand. I think you have done it accidentally. Okay, then I have Galaxy A7. I'm unmuting you. Do you have a question? You have a question? No. So please, if you have questions only in that case, you raise your hand. I will take questions in the last 5 minutes. So please, if you're doing it accidentally, it's perfectly okay. We all do mistakes once in a while. So, okay. Fine. So I will go back to the questions. Okay. So let us go back to the session. I will just share my screen once again with you. Fine. So this is what is STEAM about, and this is how kids can get creative. Now, key components of STEAM, that is important. An integrated approach to learning in which intentional connections between standards, assessment and lesson design. Please you have to remember that if you're applying STEAM as part of the curriculum, आपके जो standards है from यहाँ standards से मतलब होता है कि आपने जो intended learning outcome आप expect कर रहे हो, कि आपके बच्चे को ये समझ आना चाहिए after the session, that must be clear. Your assessments, how you are about to assess, क्योंकि एक drawing बनवाना, एक project बनवाना आसान है, but उस project को कैसे करना है, that's very much difficult. So please make sure you are also taking care of that part. Let me just mute all participants again. Okay. Yeah. Right. So that is again a second thing you have to be careful about. Then we have third thing, lesson design. Yes, so that is one more thing. True STEAM experiences involve 2 or more standards from STEM. So अगर आप STEAM की बात करें, so if you say any activity अगर वो STEAM के अंदर आ रही है या नहीं, how do you check it? It should be at least part of science, technology, engineering or mathematics. अगर वो इनमें से किसी का भी हिस्सा नहीं बन रही है, so we don't count it as part of STEAM. It is an activity that you're doing, but it is not basically a STEAM activity. So that's how you have to classify it. Then it should have an essential question. So if you're doing an activity and does not have a question, please don't do that activity, because you are just passing away time, but you're not utilizing that time properly. So it should have some essential question. Is it important to make art for every chapter? Okay, that's a beautiful question. And now we will do this activity, which will do it with you in just a few seconds, and see that is it important to make art of every chapter or not. Let us see. Now, let me just finish the theory part. I will get back to that question. So the heart of STEAM ki agar hum baat kare, so we have inquiry, collaboration, and process-based learning. So inquiry means you need to have a question. Collaboration, you need to, agar aap group based kar rahe hain, so STEAM is best applicable if it's a group based activity. And you can always find areas, students who are going in the same bus, or students who are living in the nearby areas, and allot them activities. Or even in classrooms, you make them sit in collaborative manner and do that activity. And process-based learning. So it has to be a complete process. Don't do it just as an activity. So उसका starting और end point आपको defined रखना है कि step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. How you are taking that activity further. Now, this is one activity that I want to do with you. So this is an open board. This is a board that I use when I'm teaching to my students. So let us see. I will pick up a topic from physics right now. And if I'm wrong, please forgive me, because I see so many science teachers over here in the session. So if there's a topic of rest and motion. So if there's a topic of rest and motion, can you see my screen? I hope my screen is visible to everybody. Okay, so somebody already says PGD physics. So people are scaring me with the degrees they are possessing. So, okay, so yes, I believe, okay, my screen is visible. That's what I want to know. Thank you. Okay, so there's a topic of rest and motion. अब अगर हम rest का definition करें, so we are physics people, so please can you just write the definition of rest and motion for me in the chat box? I was not about to ask this question, but because we are people from the science background, I'm asking this question. People from science background, can you please define rest and motion for me? In the meantime, I can have some water. If I would have been an art student, अब तक मैं Google करके answer लिख चुकी होती. But still, if somebody can define rest and motion for me. Okay. Fine. So I've got the answers over here. Now, I'm doing some sort of a thing. Please tell me. Supposedly, there is a building over here. We have, sorry, not a building. So we have some clouds, and then we have a building over here. Fine. And then we have a car which is standing here. Please ignore my drawing if you don't like it. Fine. So this is a car standing here at time, okay, 10. Fine. Now, this is a car standing here at time 10 p.m. supposedly. I come back at 10:10. I have to erase it. I come back at 10:10. Now the car is still here. The position of the body with respect to the place, with respect to the time and surroundings is still the same. Is the body at rest or in motion? Please tell me. I've done a very pathetic drawing today. So is this, I came back at 10:10, the body was still there. So is it rest or is it motion? Yeah, rest. Now, what happened? We see some sort of a building here. Okay. And now at 10:30, this is the position. So is it rest or is it motion? Okay, somebody is saying my screen is not visible. Okay, let me share again. I'm so sorry. Okay. Now, is my screen visible now? Yeah. Okay. I hope you saw in the beginning. So here the body is constant with respect to the surroundings. At 10 o'clock, the car was here. At 10:10, the car was here. So this we see is your rest. Now, in this case, this car, the man has got invisible, reached here at 10:30. Now, is it rest or is it motion? It is motion. Yes, it is motion. Now, this picture talks about two important part in the definition. What? 2 to 3 important part. One, the body we are talking about. Second, surroundings, if I'm not wrong. We're talking about the surroundings. Am I right? And third, time. If the position of the object with respect to time remains same, the body is said to be in rest. Now, and if the position changes, then the body is said to be in motion. Somebody has very well defined object, time, and reference point. Now, it is the same definition, just in a picturesque manner. I'm pretty sure many teachers are already applying this in classroom, many of you. But many of us are going in a verbal way in just following the methodology of a traditional teaching कि जहाँ पे हम definition बताते हैं और लिख देते हैं. Now, what is the purpose why I'm telling you this thing, that if you make this drawing on the screen and ask your students to define for you, then they will actually understand the definition in a better way and they will remember it for your life. So even if I have art teachers in my session today, I'm pretty sure कि उनको rest और motion का definition पता लग गया है. A body at rest is said to be at rest when the position of the object remains same with reference to the surroundings and time. Right? So this is what I'm talking about. So somebody asked me, should we do a picture for every session? If you can, please go ahead and do it. As for me, this has, for my personal experience, kids remember more if they see drawings instead of anything else. So that was there. Now let me again share my screen. I have to do a new share. Okay. Yeah. So this was some sort of an open board which you can use with your kids and try. Now this is the final activity of the session we have, which is musical math. So this is the final activity, and post that you get every liberty to leave the session and go. I won't take more of your time at all. We are already half crossed 7 o'clock. Okay, so we have musical math. Now, you can see these 3 pictures on your screen. All of you? All of you? Now, these are the things from my house. So this is one picture that you can see. Okay. This is a box from my house. This is from Mama's mandir. And this is also from her mandir. Okay. So I'm still getting a lot of, they are angry that I picked up everything. But yes, it is from our house. Now, this is a small activity that I want to try with all of you. And I will give you a task. You can see over here. So this is an activity more for the kindergarten. And I have seen teachers who have done music, and I can, if you want, I can just associate you with some teachers who are working on music. So they're integrating music into classrooms in a very beautiful manner. Now, this is one activity we will try. So I have given a number to all the things. Can you please tell me कि इसका number क्या है? Sorry, इसको क्या number दिया है हमने? See the screen and please tell me. What is the number we have given to it? Be careful, see carefully. Yes, it's 5. Very good. Okay. And what is the number I have given to this? Okay, so 3. Very good. Thank you. So it means you are with me right now. Now, what is this activity? Just listen to the activity carefully. So when we are teaching addition to kids, and we just want them to gain their concentration, it's a beautiful activity I adopted from somewhere. So now this is a box. It has some sound, but listen carefully. Now this is one sound. How many sounds was this? I will repeat again. Yes, 2. So yes, you are with me. Now you are with me. So okay. So for this, I will do it in this way. Now, if I do like this, 2 plus 2. 2 plus 2, that's 4. Very good, Shivali, it's Grover, that's very good, Kavita, Saksh. So you are getting what I'm doing right now. Now, when I do, how many times I've done? Okay, I've done it. Okay, it was 3. 1. Yeah, so that's 9. अब मैं क्या करूँगी? अब you know how you can run this activity even in an online class. अगर आप तुम्हें छोटे बच्चे हैं, आप उनको बोलो कि आप कोई ना कोई instrument लेके आओ, and then give them this instrument. I wanted to do this activity with all of you, holding some musical thing in your hand, but you people are not switching on your cameras. I cannot do it without it. So fine. So what we will do is right now I will do this activity. So I will mix and match. अब आपको दिमाग लड़ाना है, and आपके screen पे already लिखा है कि किसका क्या number है, and you have to listen to me carefully, the sounds I'm making, and you have to give me the total. Okay? And you can write on the screen 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus, so that everybody is understanding what you are doing. Okay? So I'm beginning now. Just be careful. Just listen carefully, and don't write the answers. जब तक पूरा नहीं हो जाएगा ना, तब तक answer नहीं लिखना. So the question begins now. Two plus 2 plus 2. Okay. Yes. What about the second one? 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. That happened 4 times. Yes. After that, ये वाला कितनी बार हुआ? आपको सबका टोटल बताना है. Somebody wrote 32. I think you are almost nearby. I think so. 5 into 4, 20. Okay. Fine. Trust me, I did not count what was the answer. So, but I can see it was still, I think this happened 3 times. The bell was 3 times. 3 3s are 9. It was 8. 8 plus 9, 17. And this was almost, I think, 3 times. 17 plus 15, 22, I believe. 22 or 32, maybe. Somewhere near it. So yes, I have one answer. Okay, 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 5 plus 3 times 3. I think it was somewhere near it. No, this answer is correct. 8 plus 10 plus 9. Okay, so हम कहीं ना कहीं उस answer के पास है. So yes, so this is how even this is a part of the integration of art. So art can be integrated in any way. I saw a teacher teaching using these materials. The teacher is actually teaching hundreds and tens and ones to students. एक को उसने hundreds का नाम दे दिया, एक को उसने ones का नाम दे दिया, एक को उसने tens का नाम दे दिया. Okay, so let us try. This is hundreds. Okay, I'm telling again. This is hundreds. अब हम place value के हिसाब से बात करें. This is hundreds. Now this is tens and this is ones. अब आपको मुझे number बताना है. आपको मुझे नंबर बताना है, एंड जितनी बार मैं उसे काउंट उसे मूव करूंगी वो उसका काउंट होगा. फॉर इंस्टेंस अगर मैं इसे 1 2, तो ये हो गया 300. right? And ये क्या हो गया 20 320 and then what? So I think 323. So this is how the number will become. So let me see if you can tell me the number of hundreds, ones and tens. So I'm doing it over here right now. So 1 2 3 we start. I know the answer. Yes, somebody has written. The organizer cannot participate as an answer to give answer. Okay. So yes, so we have 452 was the answer. I remember this time. So 452 was the answer. So yes. So this is how with small things you can teach your kids various things by integrating art into the classroom. So this was all I wanted to share today. This session will be shared on the channel, and also the publishers will forward you the link which they will have for sure. In case you want to find some more activities, you can just see my channel, you can visit there and let me know. Now I'm opening this session for basically an open session for questions. So if you have questions, you have to raise your hand, not on your screen. आपका जो नीचे आइकन बना है उसके अंदर आप प्रेस कर सकते हैं so that I can unmute you one by one. So we have I think okay, let me just see participant. So Manisha, some Mansi. Okay, I've unmuted you. Please, if you could say Mansi Mahendru. Mansi, do you want to ask anything?
No, ma'am. Thanks, ma'am. It's by wrong mistake.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. I will mute you. Okay.
Everything is fine, ma'am. It's well explained.
Okay, thank you, dear.
No question.
See, question ना होने की दो ही वजह होती है, bad teacher or very good teacher. So what should I expect that I'm getting right now? So either बच्चों को कुछ समझ नहीं आया या उनको बहुत अच्छी तरह से समझ आ गया. But I need some questions so that if you have questions, please ask me. Otherwise, within next 2 minutes, हम session खत्म कर देंगे. Okay. Fine. That's good. Good to hear. Good for the comments. But I would love if somebody has a question. Okay, no question, ma'am. That's nice. And a big thanks to all the schools who have participated, who actually understood that art integration is important and who feel that art integration is important. Okay. I want to save the chat you people are doing. It's like a feedback for me. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Science itself as a lot of art. I think all subjects have. Yes, very much right. All subjects have art, and science is a beautiful subject. You see science everywhere. Like this complete session is full of physics, chemistry, biology, and everything right now. So it's all interrelated. Fine. So the beautiful comments we are getting. So lovely comments. Thank you very much. I would just love to say to end the session. In case you need some more activities, we can always check my channel. It's by the name of Surbhi Arora on YouTube and on Facebook. So you can just, if you want some particular sessions, you can always contact the publishers who have conducted the session. I would love to thank HBD Publishers who invited me for the session, and HBD Knowledge Hub who came with an idea that we should do a session on art integration. Very few people think about it. Thank you for inviting me, and thank you everybody for participation and for bearing with me for 1 hour 15 minutes. Love you all. Thank you and have a nice day. Be safe, be in house, and take care of your health. Okay, thank you, Principal Amandeep Kaur ma'am from Saint Soldier School. Thank you very much. And thank you, Jyoti. Thanks everybody for beautiful comments. Thank you. You can leave the session. I'm putting an end to the session. Thank you, everyone.